of Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta continue to build in the wake of the plea deal he offered accused sex offender and predator Jeffrey Epstein, with everyone from Nancy Pelosi to reportedly Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney making their case. But the new guy continues to come to this gentleman's defense. Take a look.
I feel very badly, actually, for Secretary Acosta, because I've known him as being somebody that works so hard and has done such a good job. I feel very badly about that whole situation. But we're going to be looking at that and looking at it very closely.
What that was he talking about?
First of all,
because he said that twice, and I didn't know which that he was referring to.
Yeah. Can I just say, you don't feel badly. You feel bad.
Yes.
Okay?
That's the English teacher.
English
I mean,
teacher.
it's like, do you feel sadly also? No.
He feels bigly,
He feels bigly and badly.
so maybe he just has a Lee thing.
He just keeps saying, I feel badly. Every time he says it, it goes right through me.
You know, he does have a tendency to stick by his cabinet picks. I mean, Betsy DeVos has been on the hot seat for so long, as has Ben Carson, and he seems to never break rank in that way.
Makes him look smarter.
Yeah, but you would think that he would break rank with someone like Acosta, who a judge has found has broken the law in terms of not meeting with victims before taking a plea deal. Or
Mulvaney has now gone up against Trump. Will he be gone soon?
It's possible.
It's possible. Well, just so everybody knows, the law that he broke is called the Crime Victims' Rights Act. And that is to let victims know that their predators or the man who did well, or the person who did whatever they did to them is being offered a deal, or this is what's happening with them. You're not supposed to just do it in private. You're not supposed to hide that. So victims are aware of what's facing them if they want to respond. But they did it and didn't tell them.
Not only did they not tell them, it's being reported that they led them to believe that the FBI was still investigating the case. And that's something that you never do. You always bring the victims and their families involved, because God forbid there's a plea deal and the person gets out early. Now, isn't that victim you know, at risk, perhaps, for a re-offense, that the person comes after them again? It's just, I've never heard of anything like that.
Doesn't it show you how powerful people stick together?
That also shows that how wealthy, powerful people can get away with things for so long. I was thinking
other people
Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly and how long it happened for so long. It is worth noting that there are people on both sides, Ted Cruz and Nancy Pelosi, asking for him to step down, because obviously anyone who has aided and abetted a pedophile or a pedophile ring and sex trafficking in this way. One of the victims was on, I believe, Good Morning America this morning, and she was talking about how she was 14 and 15 years old, being forced to have sex. I mean, just the grossest kind. Again, as I said yesterday, it's hard to talk about. It's so vile. I think it's worth talking about. And I think he should rot in jail, and anyone that helped aid and abet him across the board. And if that's like Cyrus Vance here in New York, his office, whomever let this happen to this many girls just because this guy was wealthy and powerful, they should all rot in jail.
You know, something that I noticed.
The Today Show, I'm sorry. And we have a clip, I'm sorry, from the Today Show.
Just take your underwear off and get on top. And I said I didn't want to. And he, you know, very forcefully kind of brought me into the table, and I just did what he told me to do. I was really scared. I didn't necessarily think that he was, you know, going to rape me.
Did he hold you there?
Yeah.
No question in your mind, he knew you did not want that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, if she was under the age of consent, it didn't matter if he held her there or not. She couldn't consent, so it's rape nevertheless. I got to tell you, having heard from so many victims during the course of my career, do you know how difficult it is for someone to come forward like that? That is one brave person that you just saw.
And she's going to do it in court. She's going to court.
You want to read this?
We have a legal note. According to NBC, Epstein's lawyers did not respond to their request for comment. Arose is not a part of the criminal charges against Epstein, but her lawyer told NBC she's pursuing a civil case.
You know who I'm waiting to hear from? All those folks that are out there that talk about they want to take care of young people and make sure young people are good. I just, you know, why isn't the evangelical community coming forward? Where is everybody? That was worrying me.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, one of the ways that you show that you care about people is you come out and you condemn this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, and all the folks that I'm used to hearing talk about, you know, this one is bad or this is bad or this, haven't said much. And I just was wondering where they were. Where are you?
They seem to be worried about the culture changing. I mean, that's their issue. It's like, now we have gay marriage. You know,
I don't think evangelicals are okay with pedophilia.
have they said anything? I haven't heard from Jerry Falwell Jr.
I mean, again, I think the evangelical population in this country is massive. I mean, I think it's, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it's huge. So the idea that, you know, we're going to blame evangelicals right now for
Wait, I want to be very clear. I'm not blaming anybody, but I do know...
For not speaking out enough?
Well, I feel like we have heard from the community and the voices of the community quite a bit about a lot of different things. How I want to deal with my body, how you want to see your kid, whether children should be where. And I have been waiting for them to say, and by the way, this isn't okay with us either.
Well, the kids at the border, too. I haven't heard anything
Epstein was a giant donor to a lot of Democrats, and he was very well connected. I do not think this should be political. I don't think this should be about religious.
Listen, this is my opinion. I'm just saying I would like to see some of the people that have been talking about all the ills in our country. I want to see them come out and say, yeah, this is one of them. Because it sounds like there's no response. And it's just me in my head asking. I'm not blaming this one or that one.
Okay,
this is how I feel.
Who in particular would write this second? Jerry Falwell Jr., who else?
That's one. Pat Robertson.
Look, my in-laws are evangelical, as I've said many times on this show, and they're really good people. And I think,
Are they prominent, though? Would they have the platform?
I mean, they're not the folks that would be coming. Yeah, that's, you know, it's like Franklin Graham and those guys. Those are the people we're talking about. This is not a condemnation. This is not. No, but I would like them to say something. That's just me.
Leaders.
Yeah, I would like leaders to come out and say, this is not okay.
Because it is truly an epidemic. Human trafficking, child trafficking, it's become an epidemic, and I don't think that we're paying enough attention, and we haven't been paying enough attention. There have been acts that have been passed. You know, there's a Child Crime Act that thankfully was finally passed in New York, where you have children that can now bring in action a criminal charge after, up until the age of, I believe, now 28 instead of 25, civil charges up until 55. But across the country, there's a statute of limitations for children that have been raped. It should be a bigger issue, and it
should be. That's all we're saying. Go ahead. You have another.
Oh, I have another legal note. Epstein has pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking.
We'll be